Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. It's Monday, January 26th. We're going to review 0-day options today I took on SPY and the small account challenge. Happy Money Monday to you. We've got FOMC on Wednesday, so market's going to be pretty trappy probably till then, kind of grindy, not wanting to make any major trend directions. That being said, actually today we did have a break on this green bullish algo on the 30-minute here. This is Eric's. He's SPY day trading on YouTube. Got a link for his Discord in the description. Yeah, so we did break this, which we did have some continuation on it in the green. Broke that and then started tapering that blue and then broke that orange buying just for the end of the day there. So yeah, we'll see. Still haven't closed this larger cup yet. It probably won't until FOMC, I imagine. Your 20 down here, your 5. Your 5 still below your 20. But I'll let Eric talk more about the macro. On the daily, on the 1 minute. Yeah, we gapped up this morning. Just kind of started rallying. I actually changed my channels quite a bit today. So what we see now is going to seem much more obvious than what I was dealing with earlier. I try and leave them sometimes just for the review so you guys can see what's going on or what I was seeing. But at the same time, I'm like wanting to get rid of them because what I'm drawing here is just for me, if you know what I mean. Even if I draw it different than someone else and we take similar trades at similar times and entries and exits, I'm drawing these for myself. Basically, they make sense to me, and that's why it's hard to kind of copy someone else's. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyways, yeah, I came up, thought I was trying to find the bullish controlled selling. I think this is the one. Yeah, I started with actually another one that I got rid of. Had gold for aggressive buying, put in purple for this tapering, and then had this white based on this resistance, and then this breakout support right here, and then this support down here. I don't know if I really stuck with that one very much though. You can kind of see it coming back into play right here potentially, but this is a resistance breaking then flipping to support. Aggressive selling right here on the break of this purple, what I charted there. Then I'm kind of looking for white to break out and take a trade on that, or I didn't really have a downside trade at that point. I didn't have a like a bearish controlled buying channel. I guess purple, but this is kind of steep. I got one later, this green. But anyways, let's see what trade I overtraded today. Well, it doesn't look like overtrading. 10-11, I got a call. Okay, yeah, actually I remember this trade. This is a good one. So I did have purple. So this is at low a day on that wick. I had purple from here. I actually had purple early this morning though. I had it right here, I think. I think I had it right here maybe. From this top of this wick. I'm trying to just see how quickly I can identify them in the morning. I think I originally had it right here. Top of this for resistance and then flipping to support. And then on the top side of that channel, this resistance showed up perfectly. So I think I had it pretty early on. Not that it didn't mean much advantage, like maybe it did because it didn't go long anywhere in here. I saw it, but anyways, it did bounce pretty nicely on that down here. So yeah, that'd be my stop. I'm looking for it to break white for an inverse head and shoulder up here. And so I got in, it wicked. See, it is a Monday, so I'm trying to take it easy. And FOMC week, so another reason to be careful. I got it on this candle. Yeah, on this candle. And my channel, let's see. My channel, I don't think I didn't have this one yet, right here. I put this one in later. All I had was this, and maybe had another tapering one here. Yeah, I did. Where did that thing go? I got rid of it. It was similar to this green, but it was just a little different angle. This green one I changed. So it was here and it wasn't quite that aggressive. See, this was much more accurate. Mine was a little bit higher originally, because it was, I think it was on basically this resistance and then that support. But then later I realized it was actually more this angle. But anyways, I had a line here. So this candle right here, nice big candle that broke out of that white, grabbed that liquidity right there and made high of day. I was wanting to hold it till that resistance, but it was real close, and I had pretty nice exit slippage on that thing. So I actually took it, I think, on that candle. Yeah, took my profit on that candle, 53 cents, because I got a pretty nice entry. It was on a bit of a red wick there. 53 cents to 72 cents on that first one. So nice little start. I mean, sure, it did keep going. So now that I have a more accurate one here, you can see what potential I could have traded. Since I'm only trading one contract, sure, I mean, yeah, I guess I could have held till this, but you know, to have a nice big candle like that, early morning candles, you want to take quick profits too. So I was out of it. If I had another one, I probably would have closed out here just at this resistance, and then potential for another trade would be breaking and retesting in here. So that gold wouldn't be there. You'd have to put that in. So you'd have to just jump in here or here on the retest, or you could still be in from here if you had more contracts. But the way I'm trading it, at least this morning, I only had one contract, and also I was a little quick. I was a little jumpy for sure. It's Monday. I gotta be careful. Ease into the profits, ease into the comfort, as well as for the reasons already mentioned. So didn't hold it to the top of that, which I'm fine with. I had nice entry, nice exit, and didn't get back in here, which is fine because I was a little unsure of this earlier because it was at a different angle, and yeah, but that was another potential trade. 1029, got an put right here. So breaking the purple, I was on the retests right here. At this point, I didn't have green. So my stop, I think my stop's is red. Yeah, 1029. It went green a little bit, and I was looking for a move down to, I think, VWAP. Yeah, retesting this. That's what I was looking for. Retesting this breakout and a retrace. Like I said, I didn't have this one at that point either. So all would have been nice if I had that. So it didn't get out of this thing until this candle. So it was a slightly red trade, 45 cents to 43 cents. Next trade was at 1045 to 1047. Call. So yeah, this one was a nice one. Again, I still didn't have this channel right here. What I was working with was, I had the red, I had this steeper white, and then actually, did I have it then at that point? I maybe actually had it at this point. Yeah, I think after I saw this bounce here, that's when I charted this right here. Potentially. I might have, because I'm not sure why else I would get into it here. Anyways, I mean, yeah, I think I did actually just have charted it, and then having pink or purple, sorry, for a stop, potentially gold since it did start rallying up in gold. 1045 got into a call for 61 cents. Held this one through here, and kind of did the same thing I did over here, which I was fine with. But then, yeah, I had this green charted then too, I think, or maybe not. Yeah, since I was trading in the wedge at this point, I closed it right here. I think right where it broke the gold. Let's see, 1040. Oh, 1047. So actually on this candle. It's hitting a resistance. If I had the green, it was that resistance. I also had the resistance of this. I thought this potentially could be the top of the wedge. If I did have white here, then I probably had it up there, but I didn't feel like holding it up here. Yeah, so that was that trade, which a couple nice big candles. Happy with it. That was 61 cents to 79 cents. Next one was at 1053. The call 1053. Yeah. Okay, so this is the breakout. Yeah. I did have the white there, you can see. So broke out of my white here. Right here. Almost completed the cup. But I'm thinking there's a breakout and a retrace. So I got one contract here on this candle. And I didn't have gold at this point. So gold. This trade up here gets crazy. We'll get into that one. 53 I opened up for 45 cents. 10.55 I closed it for 41. So small loss on this one. Closed it here once it looked like false break, or I wasn't charting it right, or potentially I had green at that point. I thought it's just buying up in the green. So it could always break this channel and then not trigger or activate a more aggressive buying. You could just buy up in the green. And that's not what I'm looking for. So stopped it out right here. Probably when this was red and breaking back into there. That'd be my guess. Yeah, small loss on that one. 11, I got one put, 34 cents. Yeah, so this was break of purple. Of course, rejecting the top of the range there. So this is a zombie trade, retracement trade. Yeah, considering it's probably could still be building a bull flag, and I'm just looking for potentially VWAP in the bottom of this channel for an inverse head to grab the shoulder up here and go up. Or of course it could keep coming down, but just basically trading it from being at the top and having the patience to wait for it to break the purple here, which maybe wasn't legit, but I didn't want to jump in up here. I wanted some kind of confirmation. And so this candle actually came with a lot of volume and looked kind of crazy. I didn't think there was data at 11, but maybe there was. So it wasn't the best entry, but I got in here and I was like, whoa, kind of got a little wild. And then it just started grinding and chopping. And I'm like, oh, this is what kills your stamina, holding contracts through this. Unless if you're already taking your profit on it and you're just playing with, you know, whatever profits that be part of the deal. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. But anyways, yeah, so this will take out your fuel right there. 11, close out 11.06. So I actually went green on this one, right here. So in case it was selling this white, I got a nice little exit here. Even though it was down in price, or down in nominal value. The contract was only up 2 cents. So this was the move I was looking for, but again, the way it was selling and just ugly, I didn't have the stamina to hold through that. Right trade, not my favorite trade in the wedge still. I didn't want to hold it all the way up through here. This would have been my stop, I imagine. Hard to say though, this is hindsight. Yeah, actually my greens aren't even weird. I didn't duplicate those. Let's see what's going on with that. So a little green trade there, 34 to 36. Next one. This one, okay, this one. So we got our inverse head, or it could be an inverse cup with a handle forming. You don't know, so that's why you're waiting for the break. However, you can always take a trade in between there if you can manage your risks. I didn't take that bounce, I don't think. 11.28. No, I didn't. So I waited. Broke this first one, but remember, it had already done that, so I duplicated it and put it up here. So I got it on this candle. This one, it was like just barely a little red. I was looking for the retest. I didn't have gold at this point. I should have. I mean, usually I'm not looking for just two points. But yeah, gold ended up being a legitimate one. I'm sure it showed up earlier. I just didn't see it. Maybe right here. I don't know. But yeah, if I'd seen gold, this would have been an easy trade not to get in right here. Getting in here, sure, whatever, or even here, but not getting in right here if I'd seen gold. So got one contract here. I'm like, all right, it's just retesting, building some liquidity, but this should be good. For some reason, I like it when it kind of hangs out right above the support. It just gives me more confidence. Gives me more time to build a position, which I shouldn't necessarily do, because it seems like those trades are often well, they've been working out lately because I've been confident enough to hold through it, but other times, you know, say a month ago, I would have stopped out anywhere in here. I would have just stopped it, stopped the pain, because this is just agony in here, even with small position size. 11.28, I got one. 11.28, I got another one, both for 34 cents. 11.34, I got another one on this red candle, because I'm like, all right, well, maybe purple will be my stop. Maybe it has to build a little inverse head. Even though it's breaking back in there, I'm like, you know, it might be retesting here. It's completed this cup, it's completed that cup. It is showing support up here. There's liquidity down here. It hasn't grabbed that either. So I kind of was starting to look at the horizontal lines also. Basically, where I'm feeling the most pain, I want to stop out. That's if I'm still right, and I think I am because hasn't broken purple. It's fully held above my white. I didn't see gold, but it fully held above my white, even though it's kind of retesting in there. So yeah, I got another one right there, which I'm proud about that. And then 11.36, I got another one after it started, then shows some signs of support on purple. I'm like, all right, cool. And then it grinded up, and then it broke purple. I'm like, oh man. Like, I mean, technically you can just keep grinding all the way down this. What I wouldn't want to hold through is it breaking green. So I'm like, it could keep coming all the way down white, all the way to green. Which would, I don't know, at that point, grabbing that liquidity, I feel like it would probably flush, but yeah. Anyways, I held through this. This isn't a great trade though, as you can tell, because I have gold charted. Held through all this dip. It came up. I'm like, I need to start reducing my risk. This is just super stressful. Not nice to hold through that. So I want to just start reducing. And then I put this white in here, this same algo here. Charted that one. Wish I had done that earlier. Closed one right there just to reduce the risk. And that was for 28 cents. So small loss on that one. Closed the next one for 30 cents at 54. So that was because of break of purple. So then it had broken my white and we were on an uptrend, and I still wanted to reduce risk in case I just want to grind up. So then I said, okay, if it breaks purple, I'm gonna cut one more. So cut one right there. That was a small loss, less of a loss than one before. So my entries were 34 cents, 34 cents, 31, 30. My first exit was 20. My second exit was 30. So it was a small loss in the second exit, but not quite as bad. I actually exited 2 there. So I went from 4 down to 3. And I decided I'll just keep one as a runner. Broke the purple. Little inverse head and shoulder here. Ugly structure, but again, I didn't have gold here. If I had gold, it would have been much easier. Could have taken it on that break. Or I could have taken it in here and just known more, because when it's just sitting here, and I'm like, why is it not going? Anyways, so yeah, held one, and of course, after all this agony I went through with those and was pretty much right on the trade, I was greedy on this one. I'm like, all right, I'm not closing this thing. I'm gonna just let it ride. Well, maybe that's what I did. I think maybe I did that. Yeah, I was messing around with it. Pulling the wrong one, that's why it changed the angle. Anyways, this was up here, and so I was trying to let it ride all the way about here. This exit would have been nice, but this was not really anywhere for me at the time. Started to come down, like I'm just gonna hold it and let it go unless it breaks purple. And it did break purple, so I took it there, which was fine. I had a plan to exit if it broke purple. Typically if I hadn't gone through that, I would have exited before it broke this, since that was a long ways from here. But yeah, because of that, I did. So that was a green contract though, for the most part. Let's see, yeah, 37 cents on that one. So that trade was about a wash, maybe a little bit red. Yeah, looking back now, hindsight, I think breaking purple, I should have exited all but one. Just really reduced my risk on that one a lot, knowing that it's not buying up in purple and it could come down quite a bit further still, and it did. I'm happy with my exits, because when I was reducing risk, it was on big green candles, or relatively big. It wasn't like here, so I had the patience, and I was yeah, kind of enduring the discomfort of it, which is what trading is all about. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy that it actually did end up working, and I wasn't completely wrong. So it's cool to see that happen, but yeah, I just need to manage this one a little bit differently. It was a little tricky because I didn't have that gold, I guess. Yeah. So next trade was pretty wiped out by that point. Yeah, I was like, once this is done, I'm going. Went to eat, went to do other stuff. After that, and so yeah, I missed this. I was doing other stuff. I mean, this would have been a nice trade. Gold, clear, nice clear support on it now. Breaking that white, or you could have waited till break here or retested. Climbed up nicely in that purple. So this would have been a nice entry here, or even here if you're trying to get the retest. But the problem is the stops on that are kind of tricky. I suppose green. Have green for your stop. But yeah, I wasn't around for that, and then it did all this, and I was back for the last like hour, just kind of staring at it and seeing what this tight wedge was getting in. And I actually took a trade on GME, which I closed out of one of them for a loss. I guess Michael Burry bought in. I just got some weeklies. We'll see. I held on some of them for probably close tomorrow if it doesn't gap up. Anyway, so I was looking at that, and then this. So it broke my green here, and then we're coming up on the 342. That's 3 of them. I got them for 693 strikes. They were pretty far at that point. They're pretty far out of the money. They were cheap, like 8 cents. I got it here. Here on the break of that green. Comes up, and it wasn't kind. It didn't retest this as resistance. It came all the way up and retested the top of the range, which sucked because I stopped out of it. But it's fine. The 10-minute move was pretty tricky to catch. I mean, you had to wait until the actual 10 minutes because this was the 10-minute candle, and I considered it here jumping in. The only issue here was that it was at this gold, which was a support at that point. So I didn't like the risk reward there. I mean, and it did end up breaking it and actually selling down in this red channel like perfectly, but I was pretty much done. I was still green on the day, so end of the day green. Stopped out of those right here, and then the 10-minute candle actually flushed it down, and I was fine to let it go. There it is. There are the trades we just went through. So small green day, 18. I think I was at like 30 something at one point. Gave back some through the chop, and then yeah, overtraded a bit. This trade here, this was like gonna be my big trade, the one I was trying to scale into and really be ready for, just with this white, because it was building all this liquidity for so long. It was bullish on the 30-minute. It was still, I think, inside the more aggressive green, and I built the position, but then there was this other gold that I had not seen. Otherwise, this would have been a nice setup. As you saw, I had 4 of them, and I would have had a better exit too, so I wouldn't have been so exhausted from that. So I got happy as a green day, very thankful. Always surprising to me, green day, especially when it's quite choppy, and FOMC this week. And yeah, thanks guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy 26 round. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.